So I think it's been a few weeks since we did a meditation on the breath. And it's often seen as very serious practice. People call it samadhi, which is concentration, and it gives it a sort of feeling like you're doing penance, or you're trying to achieve a superior state of mind by being more conscious, by having a sharper mind. And a lot of the language is quite combative, having a sharp mind and battling the senses and stuff. But if we reframe meditation on the breath, Anapanasati meditation, in the same way that when we were children and playing with trains or dolls or action figures, or now if we're enjoying watching a program on television, or we're really enjoying a light-hearted novel, there's a concentration that's got a lightness to it, and that light-hearted quality is what we'll bring into meditation. So we're watching the breath in the same light-hearted way that we'd sit on an empty beach in the evening and listen to the waves, or sitting in the woods and seeing if we can hear the squirrels that we can see, and we're aware of our surroundings. But it's that absorption in the senses that we're trying to achieve here. So there's not a tight grip on the breath, but really there's a light-hearted observation. So with that determination of light-heartedness and enjoyableness, we'll follow the breath. We can follow the breath all the way into the tummy and out again. We can fix our attention on a fixed point and feel the movement of the air apart through that fixed point. Could be the back of our nose, where our nasal passage meets the back of our throat. Could be anywhere. We can try a new place. If we're feeling adventurous, we can stick to something that we know. But for the next half an hour, we'll pick a way of staying with the breath and stick with that. We'll see what happens when we do restrain ourselves to a particular frame of awareness. There's no better or worse place to focus our attention, but we'll try and stay focused in the same way, rather than changing through boredom. often to quiet the mind, or naturally we start our meditation with a slow breath. As the mind and body quiet, and we find ourselves really becoming part of our awareness, is becoming part of the rhythm of breathing, we'll notice that less air is needed and our breathing naturally becomes shallower as the mind quietens down and the body relaxes. If we find we're tense somewhere, obviously we can relax that tension, improve our posture, and we can do this while simultaneously being aware of the breath. When the mind naturally wanders, we can note our breathing changes as well. If we find ourselves our mind wandering and we're extremely agitated by an unpleasant memory or unpleasant worries about the future, we note that our breathing becomes shallower and sharper and more laboured and more forceful. And then we realise what we're doing, and we let go of that thought and return to the breath, and the breathing naturally slows. This isn't a mistake in meditation. This is the key part of meditation, observing the breath, seeing the connection between the breath and the thoughts that we have. And if we notice an unpleasant change in the breath, we know that there's a an unpleasant thought about to arrive, and we can address this before it even arises. Notice where our breathing changes slightly. We make sure we're not forcing the breath in any direction, we're letting it go and observing. Where the mind loses balance and strong emotions take over, the breath changes as well. And once we've observed this correlation, and we learn to enjoy and really get into a calm, even breath, not only are we calmer and happier, but we can nip those unexpected emotions in the bud. We can break this cycle of habitual worry or habitual anger, habitual anything. There's nothing wrong with thinking, but when we can't turn our mind off and the thinking's not productive, then we suffer. As the mind calms down, the breath becomes shallower. The mind is naturally drawn to appreciate the delicate qualities, the delicate sensations of the breath. And that appreciation of the delicateness of the breath is highly enjoyable. And we can allow ourselves to enjoy that beautiful, enjoyable, pleasant sensation. And while we shouldn't worry about it, not arise it or rush to get there, we know that if we're calm and we practice, we'll get there eventually. Some days it might come quicker, some days it might not come at all, but it's good to abide in that calm, delicate place. And as we stay in that calm, delicate place, we need less and less effort to stay there, and that place is very transformative. Just as an athlete's body physically changes by the time spent exercising, so does the habit pattern of the mind. We naturally become calmer and eat more easily contented and more aware when we allow ourselves to spend more time without thinking, without doing. There is nothing for us to achieve if we just spend time enjoying ourselves in this place. The law of nature will sort out the rest. Our job is just to allow our mind to abide in this place, and the rest will sort itself out. we've been in a place that's quiet and peaceful, tensions have left the body and we're really enjoying ourselves, and after some time agitation, restlessness, strong emotions, strong memories can come up. This is a positive sign. These are phenomena that we've allowed to come up. Before there wasn't the space for these tensions to arise. So again, it's when we're finding ourselves agitated or struggling to concentrate or engulfed by strong emotions, we're getting rid of deep tensions that we were always walking around with, but were too buried for us to realise. And over time we may find that our posture changes, the way we walk changes, because we're carrying less emotional burden. But for that to happen, we have to let them come up, stay for a while, and then float away when they're ready. So there's no such thing as a bad meditation, and sitting in bliss for 10 minutes or half an hour or an hour or longer isn't really the goal. The goal is to be present and watch these impermanent states come and go. Attachment to blissful states is going to cause just as much suffering as attachment to anything else. That suffering occurs when the blissful state is removed, rather than when the unpleasant state arises. Attachment to the liked, aversion to the disliked is still the same. But if we can stay in the middle and just observe these as impersonal phenomena, while the blissful states can transform equally, the unpleasant burdens can transform as well. There's no difference. We're releasing tensions, and we're growing deeper into our awareness. We're either doing one or the other. So for the last few minutes, we'll really try and enjoy the time we have to ourselves.